Hello, folks. I'm Greg Delane. The name of my show is Real Estate Q&A with Greg Delane. I've done over 100 shows, and we have decided to do a compilation of a lot of the professional guests that were on our show. Last time I did attorneys. This time we're doing home inspectors, a very important part of buying or selling a home. Enjoy the show. So, I have the owner, Mark's Inspections, and without further ado, I want to introduce Mark Akjar.
Hi, how's it going, guys?
Mark, quickly, I want you to give a short bio of yourself in this business and how long you've been doing it before I get to the questions.
Sure. Yeah. So I do home inspections. For the use of those who don't know what home inspections are, it's pretty much if somebody's going to buy a house or somebody's going to be in the process of selling their house, they call companies like ours in, and we do a full analysis of the home. We look at that house from pretty much top to bottom. We look at the structural, mechanical, plumbing systems, roof, windows, doors. We generate complete reports with pictures, details, descriptions. Get sent over to the buyer or to the seller, depending if you're doing a pre-inspection or a home inspection. Typically work with people like Greg to analyze the home.
I am pleased to have this next person on my show. He is from Home Team Home Inspection Services. Good guy, and his name is Arsenio Pena. I've been knowing him for a while, and I wanted to get him on the show to talk a little bit about home inspection, and that's what today's show's about. Arsenio, how you doing?
Pleasure, Greg.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on the show.
Listen, I only want pros on my show.
Thank you.
And before we get going with some of my questions, I want you to just give us an update of your bio, how you got here, how did you get into the home inspection business?
Sure. I started out in the basically construction end of this business. I went to school for it. My background is engineering, electrical, and basically after that, I realized I wanted to do, homes, consulting and stuff. So that brought me the idea of home inspections. Okay. I've been doing home inspections for over 15 years now. I've done over close to 6,000 inspections. And I've always been for helping, those individuals who are in the process of buying a home.
6,000?
Yeah, close to 6,000. There's a lot of inspections.
Yes. Now, and you're with Home Team Inspection Services. Where are they located? What do you do? Where's your company, and where do you do it from?
We're a franchise. We're based out of Ohio.
Okay.
So basically, in the United States, there's one representative for each state.
Okay.
For each county and etc. So I handle New York, which is Rockland and Westchester.
Okay.
So you can have multiple territories.
Yes.
And those are my territories.
Arsenio, can you say that in Spanish?
Of course.
Okay, yes. I want my audience, because I can't tell you how many homes I've sold where if they didn't bring their children to translate for both of us, and my Spanish is biquito, so I want you to share that in Spanish for me.
Nosotros somos una compañía que ofrecemos una inspección profesional para la gente que están comprando casa, y básicamente nosotros le enseñamos todo lo de la casa que ustedes deben saber antes de hacer una compra tan grande así.
Today on my show, I have a friend that has come back. This is his second time on the show, and he is the owner, president, CEO. He sweeps out the place. He does it all. Mr. Andy Shapley, and he's with Poseidon Home Inspections. Andy, how are you doing?
Good, how you doing? Nice to be here.
Just fine. Listen, I always want to get the owners on the show because they're the people whose real sweat and blood is in their business as mine. And I'm glad to have you back on the show. And the reason Andy is back on the show, for his knowledge certainly, but because if you're getting our mailers, these are our new mailers that are out here. There are 4 companies of different people that I recommend on the back of my Every Door direct mailing. And there is Andy right there. And we're going to talk about home inspections today. Why you should do them before you put your house on the market, and why you should do them when you're getting ready to buy a house, and who you're supposed to speak with. Andy, real quickly, I want you to let me know your background, how you got to the point that you opened up a home inspection company, and how long you've been doing this.
Okay, yeah. I was in the construction industry for over 20 years. My family owned a construction company, so I was heavily involved with the everyday, doing the projects, working on the projects, and after a while it gets a little hard on the knees and a little hard on the back. So I decided to kind of bring my knowledge base and my experience to a little bit physically easier profession, but still stayed within that industry. Mm-hmm. And it allows me to educate the client on the industry, on the different products, on the different techniques of things, and really just kind of go through that with the client and give them some good information and some background and some knowledge about the house they're about to purchase or they're about to sell.
Yeah, I've been on hundreds and hundreds of home inspections. And sometimes I wonder how a person would not even consider or try to get around doing a home inspection by having Uncle Willie come in and tell him the house is okay. I say, you're getting ready to spend $350,000. You're going to be tied into this for 30 years. And I never quote people's prices, so I don't know what you charge, but why wouldn't you spend $400 or $500 to spend 3 hours to have somebody teach you about the things that you don't know about the furnace, the ins and outs?
That's the important piece. It's not only going through the house and making sure we're identifying deficiencies, make sure everything's safe and secure, everything's operating properly, but it is the education. How do these products work? How do these components of the house work? Why is it important for these components to work properly? And if they're not, this is what can happen down the road. You may get somebody in there that's an HVAC expert or a roofing expert or a foundation expert, but I have knowledge about all components of the house, and that's my job, is to identify all the components of the house, know some information about them, and be able to speak to them, not only their functions, but are they done properly? If they're not done properly, how to fix them, who should get in there to fix them, and types of items like that.
All right, well, look, I got some questions I want to ask you, and these are the common questions asked or problems that home inspectors come about when they're asked from their clients when they take them out to do a home inspection. First, chimney problems.
Yeah, I would say probably 9 out of 10 houses have some issues with the chimney. And it's not to the fault of the homeowner. It's a difficult place to access. Who's climbing up on a roof, especially a second floor roof, a steep roof, anything like that, to really get a good look at that chimney, looking at the outside, the flues, the chimney cap. They're missing screened weather caps, to prevent the moisture from coming down, prevent pest infestation. Once that moisture gets down from the top down, you start to see deterioration of either the brick or the stone or the concrete block, whatever that chimney happens to be made of. And then you lead into issues with not only moisture getting into the house around the flashings, but also deterioration of the chimney itself, allowing exhaust gases back into that house, or not exhausting properly, so you're getting backdrafting into the house, and that's a deadly situation.
Estas son mis herramientas que uso para chequear las condiciones de la casa. Básicamente esto me deja saber si hay humedad en la casa, y tengo esto, chequea la temperatura de cosas, y esto chequea la electricidad, si hay electricidad o no. Esto me chequea si los tomas corriente están alambrados bien o no. Y muchos destornilladores yo cargo, y también un portable taladro que yo cargo para inspeccionar paneles, etc.
Sí.
You put me on the spot there. That's it.
¿Por qué?
Okay. This is a test. It's called radon. Radon, a lot of homes in the United States may have radon and you may not be aware of.
Yes.
And this is a test, it's a charcoal canister test that we leave behind, and that tests the air in the home.
Mm-hmm.
And basically we leave it for 2 days minimum, 7 days maximum, and then we pick it up, take it to the lab, and then they'll tell us the levels. The levels in New York State are 4 picocuries, acceptable levels, and anything below that is acceptable. Anything above that requires attention, sometimes remediation. What I mean by remediation is basically that the property has to be treated,
yes,
so that you could lower the radon levels and the house would be, occupable for the...
We've done... I've sold 400 or 500 homes, and one house that the radon level, and radon gases comes from under the ground, the rocks and stuff. We had one house in Yonkers, and it was over some rocks and stuff, and we had to have a fan thing that brought it out of the house to bring the levels down. It's the first time it ever happened, and I was happy to be able to see what was going to be done to remediate the toxic radon gases from the basement. Now, I'm sure a lot of homeowners don't know of this. And they need to have this done. Maybe if they live in an area where you see something going out the side of the house up to the top, and it was how it got rid of it, you might want to have this done. Because you don't know. You have your grandkids and your kids downstairs playing.
And it's a process that can easily be remediated.
Yes.
It usually takes about a day. And like you said, it's a system that they perforate into the ground.
That's right.
And then they put a little suction fan that sucks out the gases from the structure, from the grounds, and then it vents it out and over the roof. Many times these systems are also installed improperly, and the inspector can tell you is it done, or at least look at the system and be able to educate you whether it's probably working right or not.
Excellent, excellent. Listen, what is your, I know your card is going to be, lift that up. The back of it, because as you were talking to me. Yeah.
Well, this is my pad. Usually I take a lot of notes, and you can reach me
give you a minute.
at www.hometeam/rockland.com. My email is arsenio.pena, SARCENIOPENA @gmail.com, and our phone number is 845-357-8326. I am reachable for anyone who has questions regarding the process of either buying or selling a home. I can talk to you. If you need my services, I gladly meet up with you or whatever, discuss anything any of your concerns.
Now you got to do that in Spanish.
Nosotros básicamente nos puede llamarnos a nosotros al teléfono 845-357-8326. El email de nosotros es Arsenio Peña, ARCENIO PENA @gmail.com, SGMAIL.com. El website de nosotros es www.hometeam /Rockland ROCKLAND.com.
Poseidon Home Inspections. What kind of upfront time do people need to call you about doing an inspection if they need one or want to get one done?
Again, depends on how busy I am. I do all the inspections myself. I only schedule one a day because I devote my entire day to that client.
Sure.
So it all depends on how busy you are. I'll try to fit you in as quick as I possibly can.
Yes.
I understand that this process needs to move fast. I work evenings, I work Saturdays, I work Sundays. So I'm going to do whatever I can to fit you in there.
Well, thank you so much, you guys. His card will be on the bottom of the screen as we're talking. Andy's a pro. He believes what he does. I would like to speak to people who are the owners of their own company. Whenever you see any of my Every Door direct mailings, and I know you've seen them, here is his card right here. Go to his website, give him a call. if you're thinking about selling, or if you are looking at homes now and you've made your offer and you guys have to do a home inspection, call him. Good guy, knows what he's talking about. And make sure, because you know what? I always say experience is the difference. They say, what's the difference between a real estate agent and an associate broker? It's experience. Experience is the difference.
Yeah.
What's the difference in a guy whose family's had a business and then he opened up his own? He's been doing it years. It's experience.
Absolutely.
Andy, thank you so much.
Greg, appreciate it. Thank you very much.